Good morning, everybody. Hello and welcome. I'm in Winterbourne House today. I've got a very special sensory walk, and we're privileged we've been allowed access into the house just so we can start this video, and then we're out into the garden now to show you hopefully a lovely sensory experience virtually, and we're hoping that you can come and repeat this walk and find these sensory treats when you're out on your visit here as well. So welcome. This is Taz from the Active Wellbeing Society, another sensory walk, as my series of sensory walks now. I started in June last year. It's nearly a year, so I'm doing great. I've got so many friends I've made, so many partnerships, and it's been going great, and I've really been loving them. So I hope you've been enjoying them too. And our wonderful viewers who've been following me, I know I've had lots of messages of thank yous, and I'm just trying to show what's on our doorstep here in Birmingham and North Solihull, and how you can access these green spaces for your well-being, for your physical, mental well-being, overall well-being. So that's the purpose of today's video. I've got guests as well today, so I'm going to turn my camera shortly and introduce them. Well, they'll introduce themselves, and then we'll be off for a quick 30-minute stroll around this wonderful space here in the Winterbourne House and Gardens. So that's the introductions over. Let's go round and introduce our guests. So firstly, we've got...
Hello, I'm Marcus from the Active Wellbeing Society. I've got my woolly hat back on today because it isn't as warm as it was earlier on in the week, but it still looks lovely out there. I'm really looking forward to getting out in the garden.
And thank you, Marcus. And then we'll go over this way.
Hi, I'm Holly. I'm the Community Engagement Coordinator with the Public Engagement Team at the University of Birmingham, and we're just really pleased to be helping introduce the public to all the wonderful places and things to do that we've got here. So yeah, nice to meet you.
Thank you, Holly. And it's thanks to Holly that we've got access to this wonderful space and the connections with Winterbourne House. So, and here we've got next.
Hello, I'm Ellie, so I'm based here at Winterbourne. I am learning and education and look after groups as well normally, and I'm going to show you around a little bit.
Fabulous. So that's our introductions over, and let's go out and show you this wonderful space. So hope you're ready for this sensory explosion, guys, and do let us know your thoughts in the comments. So we're coming out the house, and the first view you see is this wonderful space right in front of you. Wow. Let's take a moment and appreciate this view. That's amazing, guys. So lots of thumbs up coming up and lots of hearts hopefully for this view. So as we're walking and talking, we will just be explaining where we are. So we're in the Winterbourne House, and these are the gardens associated with the house. So this is part of the University of Birmingham. Do you want to tell us a bit about the history?
So we're owned by the University of Birmingham now. We were originally built, the original family moved in 1904, so Edwardian site. There was a local wealthy family, the Nettlefolds. Lots of people will probably know GKN Factories. It was the GKN family of Nettlefolds, and John and his wife moved in here with their children in 1904. He had a hand designing the house, she had a hand designing the garden, so it was very much sort of their home. And then when they moved out, two other private families owned it, and then the university it was left to the university in 1944, so it's actually been in the university hands for quite a long time.
Brilliant, thank you very much. So Holly, we go over, so you're representing the university.
Yeah.
So how important are sites like this for the university, the students, and anyone who's, you know, the community around the university as well? What's your, you know, how do you promote sites like this?
I think sites like this are fantastic because, like, for everyone who's, you know, been involved in your sensory walks, having a space to go that's really calm and tranquil like this is so good for your mental well-being. You know, especially, you know, with lockdown and everything, and not being able to be around your friends and family as much. It's really nice to kind of go somewhere where you can get away from all that stress. And so for me, like, I live in a flat, I don't have any green space open to me at home. and so it's fantastic to be able to come somewhere like this, and it's just so beautiful.
It is,
and
yeah.
like you just hear birds singing, you know, there's not like loads of traffic that I get outside my flat, and it's just so calming. And I know that, you know, Ellie can maybe speak to this better than me, but I know that our students have really benefited from this space as well during the lockdown periods.
Yeah, absolutely. So staff and students at the university, along with our members, get free entry. We are sort of a paid site on a normal day-to-day basis, apart from some special occasions. But staff and students at the UOB get free entry, like I said. So they've been we've seen an increase of student visitors this last year, really, which, considering presumably there are less students around, obviously, because people had to go home, I think it just sort of shows how much it was appreciated, absolutely.
So let's go and show you. There's lots of these lovely spaces. So here's one. So if you didn't have a garden of your own, like Holly mentioned, and you had access to this, you can walk through this wonderful archway and come and see some of the planting, the flowers around here. And you've got lovely paths all the way around, so you can kind of follow a route, or you can make up your own route. It doesn't matter. It's not very big, but it's absolutely stunning. Whichever direction you turn and go, you know, you'll be amazed of the smells, the sounds, the sights that you can see, touching as well. So right behind Marcus, we've got some growing. You're into
yes.
growing, yes. So rhubarb, yeah. So great for your rhubarb and custard. You know, it's fantastic. So do you want to have a touch of the leaf there, and tell me what kind of texture? What do you feel there?
Well, it's quite sort of a tough, leathery sort of texture, the rhubarb. But there's it's at the moment. I mean, this rain's been fantastic for the plants to get everything going again. Through there, there's all of the you've got Just Williams and alliums, and there's some mint in there as well. If you find some mint, give it a nice rub. All of these things are coming through now. It's a great time of year to get out into gardens like this to see the flowers really coming into their own at the moment.
Well, yeah, it's been National Gardening Week as well, so it's great. Lots of people have got into gardening during the pandemic, and just to find something, it's special when you grow something yourself and then you share it with people. It's amazing, that experience. So lots of people have been growing more, and we've been enjoying growing during the pandemic. So over at that old building there is now the shop, isn't it?
Yes, so that's our gift shop and exit, and you can't see it quite yet because it's the wrong time of year, but there is a glorious vine that grows up the back of there, so visually that is absolutely covered in leaves from sometime later in the year for quite a long way. It goes green, it goes red, it goes orange. It's one of my favourite things in the garden, actually, that view. It's just obviously slightly bad timing, but definitely one to look out for when you visit yourselves.
Definitely. So I'll be coming back to visit and looking at the view from there. So a lot of the exhibitions are closed, but they'll be open on the 17th of May, hopefully, fingers crossed.
In fact, the glass houses are closed as well at the moment, because they're all kind of included as indoor spaces. So indoor museums are allowed to reopen May 17th, all being well, which is what we're aiming for. So the house should be open by then.
Yeah. So there you've got the tropical house down there. You've got the arid house further down as well, which I've visited. They're wonderful. So I'm hoping I can come back and then walk through the indoor spaces. But let's go through this arch and come back out. So see some growing going on, some gardening. So do you rely on volunteers or do you have staff?
We have staff, but we do have a big, strong volunteer team who work wonderfully hard for us as well. So yeah, a bit of both.
And how do the volunteers, if they like to get involved in there, how can they
get in
contact?
touch with us? If you have a look at the website, there'll be information on there about volunteering. At the moment, obviously, with things a little bit up in the air, I think we've put a pause on new garden volunteers just because of the space that we have available for like their breaks and that sort of thing. But we hopefully will be able to take some new garden volunteers in later once we all get back to normal, and certainly house volunteers and that sort of thing. There are opportunities all over the site if you are interested, and we do have a strong volunteer team and rely on the work of some very useful and helpful and generous. That was the word. Generous volunteers, certainly.
Thank you. As we're walking through, you can see how lovely these beds are, and the way that the plants and the trees are here for you to see. And when they flower, they're looking beautiful as well. So I came here the other day, the sun was shining, but it still looks beautiful now with the overcast weather. So it doesn't matter what season you're in, you can come and enjoy this space for your well-being. Come out and see these gardens yourself and share your experiences with us. So here's another archway we're going to walk through, and then you'll see different colours, and let me tell me what you can pick out from here. You know, those who are keen, can you tell me what type of plants and flowers and trees you can see here on display as well? So Marcus, you're all about growing as well, trees. So we did a growing sort of like what we grew. Was it rowan trees, or what trees were we given?
We had a whole range of trees from the Woodland Trust, all native trees. They're whips. They were tiny little trees, and they've all grown up a lot now. And I think a couple of the wild cherry trees now have got a little bit of blossom on, which is really nice to see. But they've done well. A lot of the trees in this garden are quite exotic in terms of where they've come from. A lot of these trees would have come over, I guess, with the nettle folds in that sort of era.
Yeah, so we did have a couple of original trees, one of which unfortunately we had to chop off because it was rotten, unfortunately, but a lot of the other trees have been planted with the nettle folds, and also one of their predecessors was a gentleman called John Nicholson, and he was very keen on gardening, so he sort of made a few additions as well, and he will have planted some of the more exotic species as well. Yeah.
So come and see the exotic species that they are here, and there's one wonderful example there. Look at that. Now it's also 1st of May is National Birdsong Day, so if you come here you'll hear a lot of birdsong, and you can see the birds flying over the wonderful trees now. So why not come here and record some birdsong? You know, we asked our followers last year to send in samples of birdsong, and we created a birdsong anthem last year during lockdown, so maybe we can reshare that on the 1st of May for National Birdsong Day. And just behind Marcus you can see the old Joe, the tower of the University of Birmingham. Now everyone recognises that, Holly, so it's a landmark, beautiful view. So if you're into architecture as well, you come and see the building itself here behind, and also the university grounds are absolutely stunning. Take a walk through the grounds and you know you'll be transported into history, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. There's some lovely green space just throughout campus, but also lots of pieces of sculpture as well, which are really interesting, and by some quite famous artists as well, some of them. So yeah, it's always worth a little wander around the campus, and the public are welcome. It's, you know, there's not guard dogs who are going to chase you off or anything. So yeah, once everything starts opening up again, please do come and visit campus and come to Winterbourne. It's a fabulous place, but also we do have other places like the Lapworth Museum and the Barber Institute of Fine Art, which, you know, this could just make for a fantastic day out for anybody really, all of these wonderful sites.
Yeah, and they're all accessible, lovely paths. You can cycle, lovely dedicated cycle lanes as well. And I've been cycling much more and using the university grounds as well. So I've discovered a whole new world for me to get out on my bike. Yeah,
and lots of places to also just sit and take a rest as well. So like if you're new to kind of walking and being a bit more active as well, and you're thinking, oh gosh, like the campus is quite a big place, you know, am I going to walk my own legs off here? There are plenty of places where you can just sit down and relax, and you know, there's lots of places to eat and drink as well. But obviously they're not open at the moment, but when the world starts opening up again, plenty of spaces for you to just take it easy. It doesn't have to be a rush.
Yeah, thank you. So we'll keep going through. So those watching, hi Mumtaz, hi Norman, hi Abdul, anyone else watching, please do share this video. If you hit the share button on the left hand side, bottom left, that will go to all your contacts and they can see this wonderful virtual window we've created today for you. And look at this. So we'll stop here, and along this path you can see the colours, and you know, I came here the other day, I saw a friend, Eileen. Hopefully Eileen's watching. Eileen, it was nice to see you on Friday sitting at this bench that I'm walking to now, having a chat with a friend, and that's what it's all about. It's coming out to a safe space, using this safe space and catching up with friends safely, socially distanced. So it was nice to see you on this bench today. I know a lot of the benches have been kind of dedicated to people here. Like you can see, this one's for Angela Lee, 1944 to 2006. So it's great that families have donated benches to the gardens. Is that a regular occurrence for you?
Yeah, we do have people obviously who have loved the space, and then if their families do want to dedicate spaces once they've passed away, and benches, and also some of the trees are dedicated as well.
Brilliant. So this is the nut walk we're at now. So this is going to be a moment where I'm going to put my selfie cam on and we're going to go walking up through the nut walk. I could do that by myself, but this, take a moment, have a read about the nut walk. Hopefully you've had a read of that, and pause the video and read it back if you haven't. But imagine, well, later in the year when you've got the colours and the whole kind of, is it willow that's used here?
Hazel.
Hazel.
Yeah. Yes, it is an original feature. If you imagine, this was a family house, wasn't it? Very much.
Yeah, absolutely.
7 children did they have? Something like?
5.
5. I got that wrong. Sorry.
Yeah.
looks like 7 in the photos. Yeah. So I've forgotten the name of the mother.
Margaret Netterfold.
She was quite a keen gardener, wasn't she?
Yeah, absolutely. So she sort of mentioned gardening books and gardening in general in her diaries quite a lot. So we know that she had a hand sort of designing it. And I think she explicitly mentions the nut walk. I may be wrong with that, I may be misremembering, but it's certainly kind of considered one of her favourite features, as it were. And yeah, the trees themselves are original. The way they grow, they're still, you know, Marcus will probably know far better than me how how that bit works.
It's impressive coppicing.
Yeah,
that's the word,
coppicing. Yeah.
You can see it gets cut down every now and then.
Yeah.
Every couple of years, I guess, probably, and then thinned out, and some of the growth's allowed to shape this beautiful shape. I guess it doesn't actually grow many nuts. I guess the squirrels get most of those.
No, it is mostly trees and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But the dappled light through it, when it is in leaf, is absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you, with the dappled light, is that butterfly? Lots of butterflies that visit here?
Oh, I don't know. I've not seen masses. I mean, we get butterflies in general. Not sure about specifically under the nut walk. Maybe they're scared away by too many people. I'm not sure.
Right, I'm just going to take a walk through the arch and then back and join you here. So I'm going to turn my selfie cam on, because imagine if you're walking through and you had this wonderful space you're walking through. It was all overgrown. You got colours, smells, you know, flowers. It's absolutely stunning. So I love this nut walk. And then as you're walking through, and then you have the house view in front of you. Wow. Amazing, isn't it? So I hope you're enjoying this. We're going to go for a quick tour of the gardens now, and show you wonderful spots like this. You know, there's loads of different spaces where you can stop and touch and smell and feel, and the bluebells are out this time of year as well. So it's really a wonderful space as well. Lots of great signs around, so I'll just show you one of them. So when you stop, when you appreciate some of the sites, hidden away are some wonderful signs that you can read about the beds here and what's planted here. So if you're into growing, you can see they're from China, Australasia, North America, Japan, Europe and South America. We have here species from all over the world, really. And that looks like a palm tree behind Marcus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a really interesting mix. I think each of these beds is supposed to represent a different continent, from what I remember.
Yeah.
So, yes, a lot of thought's gone into the way it's planned. Actually, the signposting is fantastic here, I have to say. So here is Europe over here.
Yeah, Europe.
And the sort of planting that's gone into there. You might recognise some of those.
Some of those, yes. Some of those are your everyday plants that you might see.
There, coming up nicely with the bluebells. They look like Spanish bluebells actually, but maybe not. I hope they're native ones. And what continent are we going to fly to next time?
Oh, there's North America in front of you, because those are the trees from North America.
Yes, and there
And
are
then
some
South America behind you now.
Yes. I think as you go around, you will see what the labels on the
Yeah.
trees, what they are too.
So that one's a Zara serrata. I think if you can just about see through there.
Yes, some lovely trees.
And what's
Bamboo.
this one?
Here, Chilean bamboo.
A Chilean bamboo.
Yes, doesn't look as it's quite as strong as a Chinese bamboo. It's a bit, which is a bit more invasive.
Yeah.
But oh, it's some lovely plants. Yeah. Ah,
That's great. Yeah, so take a moment and come and see this space. And because we're short on time, we're just going to do you a quick whistle-stop tour of the gardens, really. So come and spend time here yourself, and take a moment, sit, and then read and learn, taking all the elements here.
yes.
So back down the nut walk, which is again, like I said, one of the most favourite parts of the gardens for me. I love this, coming down a nut walk.
I think last time we were here, there weren't any leaves on it at all, were there?
No.
So they're all just starting now.
Yeah.
The leaves are coming out.
Yeah, and later in the year it's going to be stunning as well when you're walking through here. The sun's shining through. Brilliant. So we've just shown the 4 continents down there, Ellie.
Excellent,
So
lovely, yes,
we've
that's
shown that
geographic
we've got.
maps.
So I was walking down here the other day, like I said, and I invited my mother and father-in-law who've just moved from London. They love this space, and they want to become members as well and come and visit frequently. So it's really nice that straight away I showed them the wonderful spaces, the green spaces of Birmingham. Now Birmingham has 581 open spaces, green spaces, and it's more than any European city of a similar size. So we're proud of that fact. We always talk about the canals of Birmingham, but we don't mention the open spaces. So when you're up high and you can see Birmingham, you just see trees and greenness. It's wonderful that we have this in our city.
Yeah. I was saying to Ellie, you know, like, this is my kind of place. It's so lovely. But I only started at the university in June last year, and that's when I came here. Partly I didn't really know exactly, I'd heard of Winterbourne, but I didn't really know exactly where it was. There is a campus map online, so like you can find it that way, but I didn't even know that existed because I didn't work here. And then even when I did know, I think I felt a little bit intimidated to come because I didn't know what it would be like, how welcome it'd be, like what are the opening times like, what the price is like and that. But actually, you know, now that I've come, it's such a lovely place. It is so welcoming. I brought my family and they absolutely love it as well. And I think, you know, once you come, you realise actually, yeah, this is a space for everyone to enjoy. It really is. And the price, how much is the entry, the standard entry?
So we're £7.20 for adults, £6.20 for concessions. Under 5s are free, so any small children are free. We allow free carers. We're part of the Historic Houses Association, if anyone is a member of that. And we're also an RHS partner garden, so if anyone has RHS membership, they get free entry Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And we do also participate in kind of other special events as well, and part of Heritage Open Days once a year usually, and we're just free entry on that day, so check out when Heritage Open Day is as well, sometime in September.
Yeah, really lovely tea room as well once that's back and open. It's very tasty, very friendly, so yeah, that's really fabulous. And I know that, you know, Winterbourne are really keen, as are the university as a whole, to become much more accessible to the public. And I know that they're looking to work with you, Taz, to maybe have some walking groups here as well.
That's right, yeah. So we're hoping that we can bring some of our social prescribing colleagues and can bring patients out to walk around the grounds as well. So yeah, keep watching this space. Hopefully we'll have a group visiting soon. So as we're walking down, there's another bit of the garden that I really like. It's the Japanese bridge and the stepping stones. So I think we're heading in that direction now. So we're going to speed it up because we're coming up already in 20 minutes into the video now. So let's put a brisk walk. Now you can get a brisk walk because there are paths that you can go around here, and you've got spots that you can come and take a break and sit like here, or you can go for your brisk walk as well. So not just a health and sensory walks as well, brisk walks. Now just through these gates you can go into what is the Edgbaston pool, which is not part of the ground, but
no, it's not part of our grounds. It's on ground that's currently managed by Edgbaston Golf Course, which we back onto that direction, but they allow our visitors down to the lake. It's absolutely stunning, and lots of birds down there as well, so certainly check that out if you are visiting. It's well worth it.
Definitely. So yeah, I can show you a picture of the view of that because I was there the other day. So we won't go into there now, but that woodland area is a great place for the birdsong. You can hear it very strong here, and you can look up, you can see the branches and the trees. So maybe coming and getting away and going into the woodlands is good for your well-being as well. So come and experience that as well. But we're off towards the Japanese bridge through this archway here. Look at the colours. And the sun's breaking through the clouds there. It's going to be hopefully a better afternoon than the morning it's been, but we still had this wonderful experience today. We've managed to get exclusive access before it's open to the public. Some work's going on as well ahead.
If you look to your
Left
here,
yeah,
the road, this is all a lot of rhododendrons. You can see some of them are out, and this is going to look fantastic in the next week or so.
Yeah, they come out. So these are obviously the earlier flowering ones, but then yeah, it's kind of like a bank of colour for quite a while as well when they're all out. Absolutely, yeah. I think probably mere weeks away. That.
Well, days away because there's some
Yeah.
bursting up there.
Yes,
But
absolutely.
they're the early ones, I guess. Yeah.
yeah. So you do come and visit because this will be another explosion of colour on this path here. And then come to this view here. Look at this view. Wow. So this is the woodland area, and then over in the just there you can just see the Japanese bridge. So let's show you what this is. There's a little board here. So this is the woodland area, and it consists of dry rocky outcrops and wet boggy areas, providing all year round interest. So the Japanese bridge, which I mentioned earlier, here's some information about that. 1930s by Nicholson, so added to the gardens in 1930s and was replaced in 2005 with a new bridge, which is an exact replica of the Japanese bridge that you can see in the picture here from the 1930s. So that's fantastic. So that's been designed by John O'Leary, project supported by Friends of Winterbourne. So come and see this space. And
Nicholson was the last owner of the house. Who
Yes.
handed it to the university as when he died, was it?
Yes, yeah. So it was him that left it to the university. Yeah, he was a keen on the gardens, like I mentioned earlier. So when Nettlefolds were here, I think this area was all kind of small holding, so grassy mostly, and it was Nicholson that made the rock garden that you see here, which is obviously stunning.
it is stunning. So I'm going to ask you to go to the bridge, but I'm going to walk through the garden itself and today, so I'll join you at the bridge, yeah? Yeah, you can. I'm going on the stones as well, so I'm going this way around. So we're all going to take our own directions through this woodland area, the woodlands area. So over here, I'd say, is one of the favourite spots, and it's got the great view of the Japanese bridge. So I'm going to show you that here. So when you come in here, you know, there are paths that you can stay on. You can come off the path as well and come and see some of the spaces. And just down here is a wonderful bench which has got the greatest view. Some of these paths are closed now, but here, this bench here, and you can see behind you some yellow, what looks like a skunk type of plant, which I've forgotten. A lovely lady had told me the name of it. Maybe here you can smell the distinct smell of that plant, which is a skunky smell. And there's the view. Give us a wave. So I'm going to go down onto this bench. I'm sitting down on the bench now, and that's the wonderful view of the Japanese bridge through this beautiful wetland area. Wow. Best seat in the house, guys, so come and find this. I do recommend you find this bench, and then come and tell us what you make of this space here. So I'm going to go through the stepping stones to meet Ellie and Holly over at the bridge. Marcus is over at stepping stones. So as you can see from here, you've got different routes that you can take. So take your steps carefully down here, as I will. It's slippy in parts, but there's the water. Come down to the water level, see what you can see in the water, and if you're with your parents, if children are with you, have a feel, have a touch, but just do that safely. Marcus, wonderful, isn't it?
In the water.
Yeah.
No, well, it is slippy when wet, as the sign says, but it's a great place for kids to play around. Really.
Yeah, I was just saying, children near water, always parents, you have to supervise the children near water, and make sure you're following all the health and safety advice around here. But it's great for the children to come and have a walk through here safely. And then I saw there's wildlife on the water as well. There were ducks, and when I came on Friday for my route recce. Brilliant.
Some lovely cowslips and hellebores there in flower at the moment, but they're going to be replaced with, you can see the planting, there's going to be lots more things coming up.
Brilliant. And I'm just going to show the little close-up of the bridge, and then we're going to head back up to the main garden and the house, because it's nearly time to end, unfortunately. But here up into the bridge, a bit slippy, just be careful. Look at that view. Can you hear the water down there? The sound of the water. And then the view around the gardens from here, from the bridge. Wonderful. Okay, so we're going to go back. It's 10:30. We'll start heading back now to the house, Ellie. So Eleanor, tell us, how long have you been part of the Winterbourne House and Gardens?
So I've worked here for about 10 years now, so quite a while, and it is, as you can see, a beautiful place to work, and there's a lovely team to work with as well. So yeah, we all love what we do.
And so in your 10 years, have you seen many changes to the landscape of the garden, or has it kind of stayed the way it was originally designed?
There's been some tweaks and changes. We are sort of a listed garden, so any big changes we have to be very careful with, to make sure that they're like historically accurate and things. In fact, perfectly timed question, because these beds here are probably one of the biggest changes since I've been here. These have only been in place, so this side of the path,
yeah,
have only been in place for probably maybe 2 years now.
Right.
And then the pleached limes that were up near the house that you saw them with the strange shapes, that's quite a traditional way of pleaching. Yeah, it's a technique quite often used to like line pathways and things, and we reinstalled a pleached lime walk there back in, I want to say 2011, but I could be wrong.
I think you're right, because when I read the sign it did say 2011 from what I can remember.
Around about there.
Yeah, so great. So yeah, some changes, but majority of the things have stayed the way it was. As we're coming back up, and you can see the house now through the trees here, through the colours, Glorious view of the house from far back now.
Yeah.
Marcus, is what you're smelling there?
Well, I've got some mints
Mint,
and other
yeah?
things in this bed, and you know, do grab hold of leaves and give them a little
A little, yeah.
squeeze. You'd be surprised what.
Everything's labelled as well, so.
Yes, beautifully. So yes, this is the Six Hills Giant. It is a sort of mint.
From the mint family.
Yes. I think we're going to walk around.
Yeah, that's closed, so I think we should. Should we go that way through the lime walk?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
On the line walk. That'd be nice.
Steps into the bottom of the pergola.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, we have got one or two small little areas closed for maintenance at the moment,
Yeah.
just because we're obviously a garden that's always growing and slightly breaking in places.
Thank you. Up over the steps and then into the lime walk. Wow. And then space here as well, the lawn. Immaculately looked after as well. The fountain, and that's quite an old fountain there as well, isn't it? There was a
Yeah, that was an
original feature, yeah.
That one.
What are they, Marcus? Especially those ones here.
In its borders, donated in loving memory. So
David
from
Brooks.
1934. I don't know. These are for plants to grow up. I guess, but I can't see what's going to be growing up.
Jasmine. What did it say? And
No, Jamlin.
Ah.
Yes.
art music. Janlin.
Yes, I'm not sure the plants are useful. But I expect maybe later on in the year there'll be peas or other things growing up these obelisks.
Okay, so we're coming to the end of the walk now, and we're at the lime walk, which then gives you back the full circle back to the house, back to where we started. Just a short walk, less than 30 minutes. We've stopped and we've talked about things, but you can get around the garden in 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or you can spend hours like I did the other day and then explore each section and stop and read and notice and sit. Like Ellie said, it's really important. Look, lovely benches everywhere. Wherever you go, you got opportunities to sit, take in the sights around here.
Absolutely.
So it's what we recommend you do. If you're coming to visit, you spend an hour or two here and get to know it really well, and then come back and visit again and share your experiences online. Share it with the university.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. We'd love to hear from you.
As it's also National Teen Self-Esteem Week coming up. You know, come out and use it for your well-being, for your mental well-being, like Ellie mentioned earlier. Students are lucky you get free access as well, but also the carers and anyone else, especially the charitable status groups. You know, come and see Winterbourne House and come and see Lee and all the great team and find out how you can access as well. Yeah, brilliant. So we are gonna go up the stairs to finish our walk, but there's some information about the lime walk. Have a read. Laid out in 1904. I was replanted in 2012.
Oh, we're a year
So you're a
off.
year out. A year out. And it was roughly about the same. Yeah. So the lime walk as well. Look at the way the trees are here. So we've had a wonderful walk. I hope you've enjoyed it as well. As we're coming to finish, we need to let Eleanor get back to her work at the museum, at the house, sorry, and then we need to get back to our daily jobs. But this is a great space for you to come out, whether it's for a short visit or a longer visit. Do come and come and see the space for yourself and share your comments. Tag in the Winterbourne House and Garden, tag in the University of Birmingham, tag in the Active Wellbeing Society, and let us know what you thought of our video. And when you visit, share your pictures and your favourite places. So Marcus, thank you for joining me. Do you want to say anything to finish off?
No, not at all. Please get out, visit these places. There's some lovely places we've been visiting over the last year, Taz. Please do. Oh, Robin.
Robin's come to say hello. Yeah.
That's nice.
Beautiful. There, a beautiful robin has just perched. Here it goes. Holly.
Yeah, just thanks for joining us today, and come again in person as well. We'd just love to see you.
Definitely. Thank you again for getting us in touch with Winterbourne.
Oh, you're very
and
welcome.
Winterbourne House, thank you very much.
Hello, thank you for joining. It's been a pleasure showing you around.
Fabulous, that's great. So I'll finish the video again now, and we'll just say bye-bye from Winterbourne House and Gardens. Please do visit, and I'll hopefully share another video with you soon from here. Take care, bye-bye.